Our reporter Linda Dr Magudumana's bail application in Mangung. Linda, good evening to you. What arguments there today?
Well, Stephen, you'll remember that we're still at bail stage. This is a bail application despite hearing a lot of explosive evidence coming out of this court. And what that essentially means is that there are quite a number of requirements that an applicant, in this case Dr Nandipha Magudumana, would have to meet in order to be granted bail. This is a Schedule 5 bail application, and you would have heard in her affidavit detailing her personal circumstances, having children, but also going as far as claiming that Thabo Bester, in fact, forced her to leave the country there, addressing the key issue around whether or not she would be evading trial or she would evade trial if this bail application were to be granted. So essentially detailing how Thabo Bester forced her into a vehicle and then subsequently leaving the country against her will. She says she was helpless, defenseless, and did not know who to report this to, and feared that the threats that Thabo Bester made would materialize. She further went into discussing her personal circumstances around her children, that she has two minor children, one who is in grade 5 and one who is in grade 1, essentially telling the court that she is the primary caregiver of these children. But we saw the state, of course, locking horns with Dr Nandipha Magudumana in a bid to oppose bail, detailing her relationship with Thabo Bester and the attempts to assist Thabo Bester, the alleged attempts to assist Thabo Bester in escaping from prison. The state providing an affidavit from the investigating officer which gives a much more detailed account of a brief, not even a brief, but a detailed account of some of the charges or the allegations that they have against her, and alleged involvement in allegedly assisting Thabo Bester to escape from prison. You've just spoken right now about that notice of motion and that application that was made in the Pretoria High Court in 2020, where she alleged in that application that she was the customary wife, or sought relief from the court to declare her the customary wife of Thabo Bester, and all the other involvements, including the claiming of bodies to ultimately assist Thabo Bester, right up until he was also, he had allegedly escaped from prison, how she allegedly used her Porsche to fetch him from KwaZulu-Natal after the escape, really trying to address that issue around whether or not she was coerced into participating in these crimes. What the state believes is that, not even bail conditions can stop her from evading trial, given, of course, the litany of charges that she's facing, but also the evidence that they claim to have against her in this particular matter. They've also gone and addressed the issue around her children, saying that she has not even received a visit from these children. In fact, they went as far as going into calls that were made after her incarceration. Let's take a listen.
The applicant is married with two minor children that are school going. The two children are currently staying with the father. The applicant deserted the children since March 2023. She decided to elope with accused 5 while she was still a married woman. I have since established from correctional services that the applicant was never visited by her husband and children since her arrest and detention. It has also been established from the telephone register that there was only one telephone call to the husband. Instead, the many telephone calls were to friends and her legal team.
In fact, the state, Stephen, going as far as even revealing the other charges that Dr Nandipha Magudumana, or that have since been opened against her, given the fact that you'll also remember that she told the court that she is not aware or has no pending cases against her outside of this. This, of course, the state telling the court that, there are cases of fraud that amount to millions and millions of rands that she allegedly defrauded different companies, and those are, of course, being investigated. So the matter is essentially rolled over over to tomorrow, and the magistrate asking both the state as well as the defense to submit the arguments in writing so that she may be also able to refer back to some of the submissions that have been made. So this bail application has been made in the form of affidavits as we've seen in court. So the matter rolled over, Stephen, to tomorrow.
Nisi, our reporter in the court in Mangung, thank you very much indeed. More updates, more live coverage for you on that story tomorrow.